Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about a vehicle I am really excited about, and that is the new refreshed 2016 RAV4. Obviously, from the outside, we made a lot of changes to the outside of this vehicle, but we've also made some great changes under the skin that you cannot see. Just looking at the new athletic front end of the RAV4, you can tell there's been some great changes. We've lifted up the front end of the vehicle to give it a more athletic SUV-like look. New grille, new headlights, awesome look to the vehicle that our customers really love. Underneath the hood of the 16 RAV4, the powertrain is a carryover, meaning you have the same 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine and 6-speed automatic transmission. That engine makes 176 horsepower, 172 pound-feet of torque, and gas mileage on that powertrain is going to give you 22 city, 29 highway, and 26 average. But the really big news on the 16 RAV4 is the optional hybrid powertrain. Yes, the first time a hybrid has been offered in the RAV4 and is now offered for 2016. This powertrain should look familiar to you because it's the same 2.5-liter Atkinson cycle four-cylinder and electric motor that you would find in the Camry Hybrid or the Avalon Hybrid. And in this vehicle, it produces 194 horsepower and 206 pound-feet of torque. This powertrain gives you 34 miles per gallon in the city, 31 highway, and 33 average. And the greatest part of it all, this hybrid powertrain only costs $700 and is available in XLE and limited trims. For only $700, I can get 18 more horsepower and 24 more pound-feet of torque. Think about it. Remember all those customers who said, why don't you have a RAV4 anymore? Why don't you offer a turbo like some of your competitors? This is the answer to those customers. For only $700 more, we can give you more power and better gas mileage. Does not get any better than that. Now, remember, you also have Toyota Care on every 16 Toyota. 2 years, 25,000 miles scheduled maintenance, and 2 years unlimited miles roadside assistance. You're also going to get Star Safety System on every Toyota. Analog brakes, electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, traction control, vehicle stability control, and smart stop technology. Along that safety front as well, something new for 2016 for Toyota and on the RAV4 is Toyota Safety Sense P. Toyota Safety Sense P is standard on every RAV4 Limited and optional on the SE trim level and XLE trim level. Here's what it includes. Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. What the vehicle is going to do is help predict if there's going to be a rear-end collision or a collision with a pedestrian. It will first alert the driver inside the vehicle. If the driver does not react at all, it will attempt to reduce the speed of the vehicle by about 25 miles per hour, depending on conditions, helping that driver to avoid or reduce the severity of that collision. The next thing it has is automatic high beams. It will automatically turn on and off the high beams if the vehicle detects taillights or headlights. It also has lane departure alert with steering assist. So if I'm driving down the road and I'm veering out of my lane for whatever reason, it'll alert the driver inside the car and also give minor steering cues to keep that driver within the lane. And the last thing is dynamic radar cruise control. Not only can you set your speed for your cruise control, you can also set the distance between your car and the vehicle in front of you. One of three choices. What the vehicle will then do is maintain that distance by slowing down or speeding up depending on what's going on in front of you. Standard on every RAV Limited, optional on SE and XLE. We have a new trim level for 2016, known as the SE model. Your base model is still your LE, followed by your XLE. Then you have the new Sporty SE, and of course Limited is your highest end trim level. And as I mentioned before, your hybrid powertrain is offered only on XLE trim and limited trim. Looking at the wheels, we also get all new wheel treatments for 2016. You get a new 16-inch wheel cover for the LE, a 17-inch alloy new wheel on the XLE, and the SE, of course, gets cool black 18-inch alloy wheels, and you have a new 18-inch alloy wheel on your limited. We've also revised the suspension a little bit for the 2016. We've improved the coil springs and the shock absorbers to give the RAV4 a much better ride than the 2015. Your customers will certainly notice it when they do drive it. Looking at the mirrors on the RAV4, all mirrors are now color keyed, no matter what the trim level is. You're also going to have a blind spot mirror, that little mirror in the corner of the side view mirror, which shows you what's in your blind spot. That'll be standard on LE and XLE. SEs and Limiteds get standard blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert, and that blind spot monitor is optional on XLEs. These really cool chrome door handles are now standard on every Limited. Something you may notice on the inside too is an improvement in the materials inside the RAV4. Much better plastic, much better materials. You'll notice there's a lot more padding on the dashboard. You'll notice a soft touch piece here on the top of the passenger door and the driver door on your XLE and above. And remember that plastic piece around the gear shift, around the window controls, that was kind of scratchy, that carbon fiber look to it? Well, that's now gone, and that plastic has been replaced by a nice glossy plastic, which changes its pattern depending on trim level. It also scratches much less easily than the previous plastic. Looking at the back seat. Back seat remains unchanged on the 16 RAV4. You can still fold the seat down very simply, just like this, by folding down the headrest, pulling up the lever just like that. But don't forget that these seats also recline. Make sure your customer gets in the back seat to realize that. Plenty of knee room, plenty of leg room, and the customer just has to pull up this lever to recline the seat. Looking at the back of the RAV, you'll see there was a lot of aesthetic changes to the back of the RAV4. Some of the most obvious changes are curved tail lamps here. We've also reduced this cladding, this plastic cladding here at the bottom. You'll get more body colored material all around the back and this really cool garnish right here. We've also moved the reverse lamps down here and given you a silver skid plate garnish here and in the front on XLEs and above. Standard on Limiteds this year for 2016 is front and rear sonar. These pieces right here. That's going to beep inside the vehicle when you are parking if you're approaching a vehicle or another object in the front or in the back. Really cool feature. This is also optional on XLEs and Limiteds. I now have a height adjustable power rear hatch, standard on XLE and above. Remember, this power hatch is also height adjustable, like I said, so I can program exactly how high I want this hatch to go. Let's say I have a low garage, or maybe I'm not quite as tall and it's hard for me to reach it. I can adjust how high I want this hatch to go when it stops, when it's fully opened. I can do that either with the button out here, or something really cool for 2016 is I can adjust that height from the multi-information display inside. Cargo area is still a strong point for the RAV4. The gas RAV4 gives me 73.4 cubic feet of space with the back seats folded down. In the hybrid model though, the battery for the hybrid system is located underneath the back seat. And what some customers might see when they go and open up the cargo area is a shelf looking area like this where the battery is. One might look inside this and say, well, I don't like the fact the battery's in there. It gives me this shelf. I can't slide long objects into the cargo area. Simply take this floor and lift it up. Place it right on top, and now you have a ramp. So every hybrid model gives you this adjustable floor so you can still slide objects into the cargo area. Of course, you still have your spare tire and jack underneath the cargo floor. Come on to the left side of the car with me. The hybrid model RAV has an exclusive all-wheel drive system to Toyota. This all-wheel drive system is known as All-Wheel-Drive-i. It's the same all-wheel drive system that it shares with the Highlander Hybrid. It's a very unique system. There's actually no mechanical connection between the engine and the rear wheels in this vehicle. So how do we get power to the rear wheels? We simply have a separate electric motor which operates the rear wheels. Power can go to the rear wheels in 3 conditions: hard acceleration, hard cornering, or wheel slippage. Loss of traction in the front automatically turns on the electric motor to the back to power the rear wheels. So you still get all-wheel drive in every hybrid, and you're not sacrificing any gas mileage by adding components or hardware to it to make the rear wheels work. Your customers are also going to notice that the 16 RAV4 is much quieter than the 2015. That's done with a tremendous amount of sound deadening material. In fact, the floor of the 16 RAV4 vehicle has increased sound deadening material from about 44% of the floor covered with sound deadening material to about 68% of it covered for 2016. Smart Key is also standard on every single Limited and SE and optional on the XLE gas. It also comes standard on every hybrid. Just have to have the key fob in your pocket, touch the door handle, and it'll automatically open up. Now come on inside with me and I'll show you some really cool features on the inside of this car.